special opportunity we're making available right now. You see that difference? That push in, that slow cinematic zoom? That's a keyframe, one of the most powerful things inside of CapCut, and most people have never touched it because the word keyframe sounds too technical, but I'm here to tell you it's not. I'm gonna show you exactly what it is, how it works, and 3 things you can do with it right now. Now here's the simplest way to understand a keyframe. Imagine you're telling CapCut 2 things: where you want something to start and where you want it to end. A keyframe is just a marker that locks in that information at a specific moment in time. So if I want my clip to start at a normal size and slowly zoom in by the end, I set a keyframe at the beginning that says normal size here, then I set a keyframe at the end that says zoomed in here. CapCut handles everything else in between automatically, and that's it. That's literally the whole concept. Now you can use keyframes to animate anything that has value. You can scale, position, rotate, opacity, any property that can change over time. Keyframes pretty much controls this. And in CapCut, the workflow is so clean that once you build it once, you'll be doing it on every video. Now I'm gonna be showing you this on CapCut desktop, and here's exactly where the keyframes live. You're gonna select any clip on the timeline, and then you're gonna look up to the right panel where all these tabs are, and the tab basic is where you're gonna sit under. And now if you just scroll down, any of these diamonds that you see on the side are a keyframe. And as you can see, they're pretty much there for everything: your scale, position, rotation, your opacity. These are all keyframes right here. Now, like I said before, I'm gonna be sharing 3 different effects you can do using these keyframes that right after this video, you're gonna start implementing into your content. All right, so the first one, which is probably the easiest one, and that's the slow zoom in. So first, again, you have your clip inside. I'm gonna go to this beginning part right here, this individual clip, and I'm highlighted over it. I'm gonna go over to basic, and now I have all my keyframes and my options, okay? Now, for the zoom, all we're gonna do is we need to set a keyframe, like we said before, in the beginning and then the end, or wherever I want that zoom to go to. So what I'm gonna do first is set that first keyframe. So I'm just gonna click on this, and you're gonna see it's gonna highlight blue, and it's also gonna highlight blue on my timeline as well. Now, if I move this, that would change exactly how I look. Right now, I want to stay the same because this is the format I want to stay at, and I want to gradually zoom in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the end of my clip now. So I click to the end of my timeline. You can see now it's grayed out because now I have the opportunity to put another keyframe. So if I click on that, now there's another keyframe. Nothing has changed yet until now when I change the scale. So now if I want to zoom in, all I'm going to do is zoom in on me. Okay. So now this is what it would look like gradually throughout the whole video. Again, you can see how it's just a very gradual slow zoom, but that's because I put it at the end of the clip. Now, if I wanted to get rid of that, you can see right now it's still highlighted blue. If I just click on the blue, that keyframe is going to go away. Okay. Now I can reset it. Still, this one was at 0. Let's say middle of the clip, I wanted it to zoom just to this part. I can hit here, I can zoom in on it, and now we'll have this. And then it'll stop the zoom because that's exactly where the end was that I told it to do, which was in the middle of the clip. So pretty simple. You're going to be using this on a lot of things, especially on your short form content. So that's the first one, which is the slow zoom in. Now let's go to number 2. All right, so first I'm going to add my text. So I'm going to click on the text at the top left. I'm going to go right here where it says default text. I'm just going to drag this over top of my timeline. Now I can make it longer, and I can also just click on this to change my text. So for this one, let's just do special opportunity. That's what I was talking about in the video. I'm going to drag it down. I want it to start here, let's say. Now, this is where we're going to do a text fade in, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. I'm going to go to the opacity, which right now I'm in text, and again, it's still under basic. If I scroll down, you're going to see the opacities right here. So I'm going to click on that keyframe. I'm going to take that opacity. I'm going to start it at a 0 like this. I'm then going to drag this. Now I dragged it up to the top because I'm going to want it to slowly zoom down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to where this position is, and I'm going to click on this keyframe because that's where I want it to start, but I want it to end down low, and we'll hit that in a second. So now what I'm going to do is move my playhead. So I'm going to move this over here because if I didn't and I stayed on this, it would just override the original keyframe. So let's say I want like right about here, it's going to start fading in. Now here's the cool part. I don't have to go in and re-add that keyframe right now because I already started a keyframe. It has to have an end. It always has to have a start and an end. So you're going to see when I move it, it's going to automatically do that. So when I move it down, you're going to see it automatically put one there. which is great for the position. The only thing it did not change was the opacity. So that's the only thing I got to change. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to bring that opacity up to 100. So now when I start, look what happens. This makes it look way more professional. Again, now this is just an example of some things you could do, but I put two properties together. I worked on the positioning, and then I also worked on the opacity. And again, it's just using those keyframes and understanding where you want to put it in your clips. Now for this, I made it go really slow. I can make it go faster by putting those keyframes closer together, or I can make it go slower by putting them farther away. And again, that's just playing around with the keyframes. Now the last effect I want to show you is, again, adding two things together. So we're going to add in the zoom, and then we're going to also add in that fade now, but for the zoom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the end of my clip. All right, I'm going to go about a second or two out from the actual ending. I'm going to start with the scale. I'm going to hit that keyframe. I'm not going to change this because, again, I want it to zoom in. I'm going to hit the keyframe for the opacity. Again, I'm not going to touch this or change this. Now I'm going to go to the end of the clip. All I have to do is drag it now. So I'm going to go to the end of the clip. I'm going to take the scale and put it up to wherever I want the zoom, 140. And the opacity, I'm going to change that as well. And I'm going to take that down to 0. And again, it automatically did it because it has to add an end to it. So now it would look like this. Again, that's just how you get a little bit more cinematic with your clips, because we put two things together with these keyframes. Now, one more thing, and this is what separates good keyframe work from great keyframe work. And by default, every keyframe in CapCut moves at a constant speed. It starts at the same speed and it ends at the same speed, but that's called linear motion, and it looks slightly robotic. But professional motion eases in and out, and it starts slow and accelerates through the middle and then decelerates at the end, just like a car pulling away from a stop sign. So now to get that effect, all you need to do is right click on the timeline on your keyframe, and then you're gonna go to preset curves. And this is where you're gonna change in the front one, you're gonna hit ease in. And then on the last one, again, I'm gonna hover over it. On my last one, I'm gonna right click it, and then I'm gonna do ease out. So now it'll look like this. Again, just makes it look a little bit cleaner in the editing process. So right there, you got three keyframe effects that you can use: the slow zoom in, the text fade, and the zoom to black for cinematic chapter breaks. And all of them build in the same two-step logic. Set a keyframe where it starts, set a keyframe where it ends, and that is it. Now what I want you to do is pick one of these and add it to your next video today. Then drop a comment and tell me which one, and I want to know what you're working on. And if you want the next video in this series, go ahead and check it out here, and I'll see you there.